Hope everybody's having a really good day. All right, in this episode, I'm gonna show you around the farm some, give a little update on what's going on with animals, and then we're gonna go over, a lot of people had questions about the dam and what amount was done and where it's gonna be and stuff like that. So I got a lot of detailed shots with the GoPro, some explanation, and some really good drone shots, in my opinion anyway. So follow along, watch the whole thing if you can. Appreciate it. It helps YouTube recommend it to other people when they see that more of it is watched. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We're knocking on 10,000. We passed 9,000 yesterday. Very much appreciate everybody that subscribed, everybody that watches, and everyone that comments. We get a ton of comments and I answer everybody's. So if you've left a comment and you didn't get an answer, go back to that comment, because YouTube blocks some stuff out. It's weird. And put a little reminder, because I make it a point to respond to everybody, at least with a heart, or answer a question or whatever. So thanks again. See you in the next one. You can really see the difference now, you know, where the pond's going and how it's always been a bowl there. I know it's hard to see and visualize from video because elevations are always a little difficult. But now with the dam built up some and it cut down, I mean, you only cut it down a couple feet, but still you just kind of get a better area. I'll probably fly the drone and show that. He's built back that hillside. Unfortunately, some people talked about cutting around that tree, so that would be the island, but that won't work because of where the water level is going to come to. Even if we brought the water level back more this way, then because that tree's actually in a hillside and you could dig down behind it, it'd be a weird island. But I get, you know, you could do that, but then the drop off to the back to the water would be, I don't know, 8 feet. So I'm not sure that's going to happen. Appreciate the ideas. I've only rode by and shown these, but those are the pipes for the overflow. Then that's the 2 pieces of the overflow stacked on top of each other, 8 feet. The people like y'all are a hit. Well, what do you know? Yeah, I put in some work. I'm glad everybody liked it. What is your name, old timer? Well, I don't know. Did anybody actually name me yet? But you know, old timer has a good ring to it. I think I'll just go with that. All right, well, that's what I'm calling you. Don't know what Chris calls you, but you're old timer from now on. Appreciate it, Billy Good. See you later. Yeah. Check in on the other machines later. So yeah, I had this question a lot. So the dark brownish red clay, that's the dam, that's the part of the dam they finished. He piled a little bit of dirt on top of that to push in for the overflow. So yes, this has to now be done just like that was. So this that they pushed up is just the back side of the dam, the slope. You still got to put the core in. So let me stand. You know, we're always looking at it from the other side, but maybe if we look at it from this direction, it'll make a little more sense. See, so this dirt over here is just the back slope. The core comes in through the middle. So that height that you see, you know, you see the extra mound on the top, and then it kind of comes down a little bit. That's the height of the dam. It's got to come all the way to where I'm at. He just did that first part because he does the overflow last, and then he'll start on this side and work back that way. And he'll dig this out just like he did the other one. So they don't come in and just put the core on top of this. He'll dig this out into a channel, and then they'll start packing it in just like they did the other one. So that should make it a little clearer. And so I made some video that you may have seen earlier in this one, where I was standing down here and showing, hey, the dam's here. So what was piled up was just the backside of the dam. This should make things a little clearer. There's the trench, And so the reason for that is to get out any dirt that may seep things out that's not the, let's just say, remove undesirable dirt. And then they will pack that back in with clay like they did the other one. So they'll go in and 12 inches at a time, they'll put good compactables, red clay in there, and they'll run old timer over it back and forth and pack it in, and then they'll lay in another 12-inch layer and pack it in and build it up 12 inches at a time to, it's probably about 12 feet down there at the end. So that's 24 compactions, to get it done. So there you go. And they'll build that right up out of that trench, and then so when the dirt goes back against it, it's just like putting a footer in for a building. And you got a solid need a solid foundation. You saw my neighbor come up in the last video on his deal, and Chris has done some work for him. So he'll come in here and do this, and this side will then be done, and he'll continue digging that out. So I would say, weather depending, after this weekend, so by Sunday's video, you should really see some huge changes. I mean, I expect the dam to be formed up and more of that dug out. I've had a few people ask me about photo prints. So if that's something any of y'all want, comment below or shoot me an email at beelygood@gmail.com. I'll put it on the screen. And I'm gonna do that for myself, for the family. We're going to take some shots, some progress shots, probably about 8, I guess. We'll see how it works out, of the different progress from basically the same shot. And then we're gonna frame them and hang them on the wall, or something like that, and kind of show, this is what we started with, and this is where it ended in a little progress deal. So, like I said, I have had a few people ask me for that. So that's something we could do. I'm gonna talk to Chris. I don't know, so this is not an affirmation, but I'm gonna see if Chris would want to sign any. Maybe that's something he could put on his site, and those could either be for sale or for, maybe do some contests, try and get him to do some contests. We're gonna do more contests. We still need to finalize on which ducks are what, guessing how many gallons of water the pond's gonna hold, how many truckloads it's taking per day, things like that. So there's some kind of fun stuff. We'll get people involved, see if they figure things out. I'll give away some shirts, and maybe we'll do some other stuff. All right, so this is the furthest point this way for the pond. You can see how big the pond dam's gonna be a little better. Then we'll head back towards that way. Now I'm gonna show everybody that talks about what are we gonna do. Can I clear it? Yeah. Ask what we're gonna do, how are we gonna fill the pond, where's the water coming from. Water's coming from about 100 acres that way, 70 acres that way, and about 100 acres that way. This is the low point for all that. And I know some people go and find the topography maps for where we're at. I was looking at the other day, so I might put it in the video. But this is the low point for low spot over a very long distance. And this big, deep, currently dry ditch is where the water runs from all that acreage in the back. You see, it's gotten pretty deep. And then there's another one that comes from the pond up front, even though obviously that's down, so not a lot of water comes through there. And then there's another one that comes in, it's pretty deep. See, all of this up here is rocky. Now let's go for it. All right, so that's the back slope. This thing's pretty wide. I think it's about 80 feet at the bottom from there to over there. That's where the overflow goes. Had questions about the trees. Yes, we are going to thin these. It'll be a project I'll do, or with the boys, or probably involve James Brown and Tater and them. Taking out the small stuff So all the little crap, the really little crap, we'll take out of there and out of there. And that'll give room. It's called managing your forest. It gives you room for the big trees to grow. It's kind of, just think of it just like taking the weeds out of your garden. If you just let the garden grow up into whatever, you're not going to get a good yield. Same thing with trees. They're just a big crop. Just got to go in there and get rid of all the little crap, and then those trees will grow much larger. Like these, since we got all these on film that we left, it'll be interesting to see how much bigger they are just in a couple, 3 years of you know, having the canopy open to them now. I want to get a shot from down here. It's a little easier to see the size of something when something's up there. Yeah. It's almost flat. So I thought that was pretty cool. Give that to the kids. It's time to mow. We're doing that tomorrow. Release the quacking. Where's that from? Come on. What? What are you whacking at me for? I know. All of y'all talking about blue fish and blue ducks and all that from me putting the tie back in the pond. I had a dream last night that I was fishing and pulled out a catfish, and it was blue, but it wiped off. Y'all killed me. I have an update on the barn extension or barn garage. Next week they'll be back. They kind of fit me in. Everybody right now is super busy, and so they did me a favor and fit me in. Need to wash the fair lane, and Chris is going to bring gravel and cut this down, because this whole thing needs to be cut down because it's higher than that. It's like a hump. She's going to cut this down and put gravel in. We need a decent amount of gravel. It's like at the back it'll be 16 inches of gravel, I think, or dirt. We'll probably put some dirt in and gravel, but anyway, the floor needs to be built up. So that needs to be built up, and then come out here, and then we'll be on the books to do concrete at some point. I know a lot of people ask for an aerial drawing. I want an aerial drawing too.